Hello, welcome to my first save of FM26. As you can see, we are taking over Paris FC. Now, a little bit of backstory to Paris FC. I managed them a number of years ago when they were in League 2. We had a bit of a disaster. We had no money. We had hardly any players, nothing to sell, no money to buy. We literally couldn't do anything with them. We struggled. Now, last couple of years, they've had some heavy investment. They've got themselves up into League One. So the idea is now we take them over, we give them another go, and hopefully it's going to be a little bit easier to overtake Paris Saint-Germain and become not only the best team in Paris, but the best team in France. And then hopefully eventually, maybe even the best team in Europe. We'll see. As for the squad, here it is. It's a little bit on the thin side. We probably have just about 2 players for every position. And as you can see right now, the age of the squad is a little bit higher than I expected it to be and a little bit higher than I want it to be. So over the next couple of seasons, we'll be looking to get rid of most of these players over 28, 29, 30, even to 35. So we're going to get rid of them players. We're going to bring in younger players. We're going to develop them up and hopefully challenge for league titles, European titles. And yeah, we're going to give ourselves a few years to do it. And yeah, we'll see how we get on. In terms of the squad itself, like I said, we've got Trapp in goal. Very good, experienced goalkeeper over the years. Traore at right back, Embo, Davio, Desmet, Pierre-Lise Malou and Maxime Lopez in midfield, Kone, Cabal, Moses Simon, and Goebbels up top. Goebbels is, he's been a bit of a wonder kid over the years. Never really proved it to the extent that he should have. But he's here at Paris FC, and hopefully we can make him into a better player. For the bench, we've got Chirgui, Doucet, Marchetti, Caforo, Crasso, Lopez, Hamel, Kolodziak, Adama Kamara, and Enkambadio, Sangui, and we brought in Desciglio, as we only had one right back, so we brought him in on a free. We have had a good pre-season. We beat Leganés, Clermont-Foot, Union Saint-Gilloise and Rumilly-Vallière. We drew with Saint-Etienne and Chelsea, and we did lose to Leipzig. So we'll move on now. We'll get through the first few games, get to January, hopefully make some transfers and see where we are. So here we are at the end of January. We managed to sell 2 players. Adama Kamara went to Casapia for 2 million. And Lohan Doucet went to Reims for 2 million. In their place, we brought in Gagliardini on loan. Good old trusty player that I've used in the past on previous FMs. We brought in our goalkeeper, Ewan Joen. 15 million. One for the future. Carlos Espy we brought in on loan. Obviously we still had Matteo Desciglio from January. In terms of the season, we are 4th. We're in those Champions League places. We have played 21, 12, drawn 2 and lost 6. Our results look like this. We beat PSG in the Coupe de France. And then we lost to them in the league. And we've just gone out of the Coupe de France to Marseille. Leaves us with just less than half a season to go. PSG last game of the season. Let's move on now and let's see how we finish this season off. And there we have it. Season 1 has come to a close. And somehow we have qualified for the Champions League by finishing 4th. What an incredible first season. We were predicted to finish 11th, 200 to 1. And we've managed to dig it out and finish 4th. And this is how some of the players performed. Goebbels, he got 20 goals, 3 assists. Cabal got 16 and 9. Kone got 11 and 13. Simon got 10 and 12. And then the rest of them picked up a few along the way. You see, we have four key players, plus obviously the goalkeeper. I've got the averages. And Kembadio had 1 good game. He didn't really play. Do we loaning him out next year? Give him some game time because he's a decent player. Kone, Crasso, Cabal, Simon. Yeah, all these attacking midfield players have all performed really well this season. The fullbacks played really well. Goalkeeper played well. So that to me says we probably need to focus on that midfield a little bit more, that defensive midfield. But unfortunately, we only have 1.2 million to spend. So we're going to have to do a bit of wheeling and dealing. Maybe we might have to sell, one or two of our key players. I mean, Kone is valued quite highly. At 29 to 35 million. He's 28. He's after a new contract. So it may be a case of selling him off, even though I don't want to. I'd rather keep him in the team. Maybe a case of selling him off, cashing in on him, using that money to bring in 2 or 3 more players to actually bolster the squad. As you can see, we did finish 25 points behind PSG, which obviously is a big gap. But we did do okay against them. We beat them in the cup. We drew against them in the league last game of the season, and we did lose 1. So overall, we've not done too badly against them this year. But obviously, they're better than everybody else by a considerable margin. So let's move on to season 2. Let's get some transfers, do a bit of wheeling and dealing, and yeah, let's go. Let's see how it gets on. So here it is, season 2. The team is looking slightly different. We have brought in Webster. He was a free transfer. Looking to hopefully solidify that defence a little bit more. He's got some good tackling, good jumping reach. He's 6'3". He's going to be pretty solid for us. He's 31 though. He's going to provide some experience. He's not going to be a long-term option. He's still worth between 3 and 6 million, so we may look to sell him at the end of the season. Other than that, our first team is pretty much the way it is. It's the bench. It's changed up a bit. We brought in Sangare, a box-to-box midfielder. Need to work on his finishing a little bit and his long shots, but seems pretty solid. We've also brought in Bianco on loan, who we can buy for 8 million at the end of the season. On loan from Fiorentina, defensive midfielder, looks pretty solid. Who is he on? Wilfried Zaha, another one we got in a free transfer. So we all know what Wilfried Zaha's like. It's a good dribbling. Getting on a little bit now, 33 years old, so we're not get long out of him, but if we can bring him on off the bench a few times, he might grab us a few goals, create something a little bit different. We've also got Kamada in on loan from AC Milan. 18 years old, 15 finishing, 12 composure, pretty fast, good technique. So yeah, we got some better players, I think. Who else did we sign? We brought back up as Beadle. That Endum Kibio, whatever the goalkeeper's name was, he left for 3.5 million. And the one I signed last season went out on loan, so I brought in Beadle on loan as a backup. And then as a backup to the midfield, we brought in Kosin Koniecki on loan from Leipzig. This guy's probably not going to play very much, to be honest. He'll only play if there's injuries. So yeah, let's move on. Let's get into January of season 2. Let's see where we're at. Didn't have a lot of money to spend this year, so I'm doubting we're going to get much more in January to spend. The only real option we've got is to maybe sell Kone, 25 to 30 million. Sell him. He's 28. Sell him. Invest in other players in the squad, younger players, so we can develop them a bit better. But yeah, like I said, let's move on to January. Let's see what we do. Well, season 2 is a total disaster so far. We are 14th in the league. We're having an absolute nightmare. We've not been able to spend any money on players. Everyone's at the club already wanted the wages increasing, so literally everything's gone into the wages. I've tried to keep all my best players. I've managed to do so, but obviously they're on higher wages now, so I've had nothing to spend on players. We've just got to grin and bear this season. We went out of the Champions League. We're in the Europa League. How we get on the Europa League? We are... Where is it? Out. We have an absolute disaster. We are out of the Europa League as well. Let's move on to the end of the season. Hopefully we've kept our job. And yeah, hopefully give us more money for next season if we manage to keep it. So, end of season 2, we did it. We just about survived. On the last game of the season, we beat Lyon. Yeah, not much more to be said about that. We didn't have a lot to spend. We couldn't really do much. I may have to think about selling some of the better players because we've only been given 5 million again. Honestly, I don't know where I'm going to get any better than that 4th place finish now. But let's move on. Get into season 3. Might have to sell some of these players. Probably a Kone, maybe Cabal. You know, invest that money into making a better squad. And yeah, let's see how it goes. So we had a terrible end to season 2. We narrowly avoided relegation. Moving on to season 3. We didn't get much money to spend. We had to do a lot of wheeling and dealing. The outgoings, which you can't really see very well, is Embo over $1 million, Corey for 600k, Hamel, I go for 39k. The right back Traore left on a freebie. Piers Lise Malou left on a free as well to QPR. That little bit of money put us up to a couple of mil spend. So we brought in Tony Wright from Holston Kiel, box to box midfielder, 23 years old, good stats, good attributes. Yeah, so it'll be one for the future hopefully. We then brought in Diego Gomez, another box-to-box midfielder from Brighton. Same again, 24, young, good attributes. We brought in Rooney Bargi on the right wing from Barcelona on loan. I think everyone who's played Football Manager knows how good Rooney Bargi is. So yeah, to get him on loan was a good bit of business. Dominic Perpic on loan, centre half from Porto. Another one, young player, very good attributes, good ball playing centre half. Hopefully, maybe one day we can sign him, get a bit more money. Rafael Luiz from Benfica, deep line playmaker, once again 22, young, good attributes, 6'2", very tall midfielder. Santiago Lencina, attacking midfielder from Argentina. Once again, another 21-year-old. Brought in a backup goalkeeper, Tommy Setford from Arsenal. Once again, young, potential. The experience we brought in was a freebie, which was Kevin Mbabu, ex-Fulham right back. Once again, he's only going to be playing as a backup. Lucas Nmecha from Leeds on a freebie. My backup striker. George Ilenikena on loan from Monaco. This guy, between him and Goebbels, are going to be our starters, so we'll see how that gets on. And then finally the free agent, which was Sieb Horremans. To be honest, I signed him. He's 29. I signed him purely because he can play pretty much anywhere on the right side and in the centre. He's got good attributes. He's not bad. He plays centre half, right back, defensive mid, centre mid, right wing. Ideally, I wouldn't play him on the right wing, but it's always good to have that little versatile player. As for the season itself, we've got off to a good start this season. We're currently 3rd. Played 4, won 3, drew 1. Once again, it's going to be a tough challenge to try and topple PSG. But yeah, let's move on to January, see how we're getting on, see if we can bring anybody in January to push us up the table. Hopefully we're somewhere nearby where we are there. And the January transfer window has been completed for Season 3. We're currently in 6th place with 110, drew 3 and lost 7, which is a lot better than our 15th place finish last season. As for transfers, what have we done? We have brought in Angel Gomez for 1.4 million. We originally signed him on a end of contract, but then I thought, well, so 1.4 million. Let's throw him in. Basically, it's the exact replacement for Sangare, who we signed. He's gone for 1.4 million. So basically, that's all we've done is we replaced him. Yeah, that's it. We replaced him with Sangare. 1.4 mil for 1.4 mil. That's it. Let's go to the end of the season now. Hopefully, we can get a European place. Don't think we're going to catch PSG again, but you know, we keep making steady progression towards them. If we can get a Europa League or a Conference League place, you know, build our confidence that way and get our money up, so we can invest it in youth players, so we can, you know, hopefully one day catch PSG. So there we have it. Season 3 is complete. We finished in 10th place, which is a little bit disappointing. You know, we are not at the level we need to be at, but we finished 15th last season. It's an improvement. Once again, they've only given us another $1 million to spend for next season. So I think probably the best option for me now is probably sell a couple of the key players, maybe the goalkeeper, you know, maybe Maxim Lopez, couple of higher earners. Invest that money back into the squad with some younger players and see how we can get on. We've probably got another couple of years in this save. So if we can get players in that are going to be ready but are going to improve in the next year or so, and then we can progress. But let's see how we get on. So here we are at the start of Season 4. We decided to make some big changes this season. We got rid of that goalkeeper, Ewan Zhaoen. We bought him 15 million in the first season. We've sold him for 30 to Man City. We sold Maxime Lopez for 10. Lucas Nmecha for 2.5. And Mbabu. Moses Simon left on a free. Which left us a little bit of money to spend. So we brought in Caden Wolf, left winger. Alban Lafont, goalkeeper. Voyin Marinkovic, a centre half. Good young prospect. Stan Turok, another left winger. Looks very good. Young player. Niels Ramming on loan, goalkeeper. LA Junior Krupi on loan. And Mauro Koto on loan. And then we went and signed Christian Ludwig Stoback, who's a box-to-box midfielder who is potentially one for maybe next season. May look to loan him out. We have had a good start to the season. We are currently top. Played 4-1-3, 3-1. PSG are in second. Let's move on to January, and hopefully we're in the same positions. So here we are back in January. We've made a little bit more tinkering. We've sent out that Marinkovic and Cyril Simone on loan. We then brought in Cassiano Chiala, centre half from PSG. Don't know how much this guy's going to play, but he's a young player. Hopefully we can get him in for maybe next season. Develop him a little bit, just give him a couple of games. Probably more than he's going to get at PSG. After that, we brought in where is he? Mathieu Tunkara, striker. Good attributes: 16 finishing, 16 first touch, 16 heading, 16 concentration. Yeah, looks very good. We brought him in on loan again from Marseille, so hopefully we can develop him a little bit and maybe sign him up for the season 5. We also signed Filip Stankovic, a goalkeeper, to replace Duert. That looks pretty outstanding. Brought him in for 5 million. He's now worth 12 to 15. 17 positioning, 6'2". Good goalkeeping attributes. And finally, we brought in Kevin van Uytzel, centre half, 21 years old, Dutch. Looks very, very solid. Good concentration, good determination, good leadership, good strength, good pace. 6'2". Looks like he's going to be a good player for us. As for the league, we are not in as good a position as we should be. Really, they're in 7th place. We're only 1 point off 4th though, which is a Champions League place. So all is not lost, but we'll have to have a good second half to the season, and let's see how we get on. So season 4 has come to a close, and as you can see, we've missed out on Europe again. It's been, other than the first season, it's been steady progression every other season. But we missed out on goal difference. Could have been the Conference League. We missed out on Europa League by a point. We missed out on Champions League by 3. However, we are still 39 points away from PSG. I think it's going to be impossible over a 5-year period to catch them. They're just too good. However, we're going to give it one more season. See how we get on. And hopefully, maybe finish 2nd place in the league. They've given us 5 million to spend, so we may have to sell maybe 1 or 2 more players. But, I don't think this challenge is possible. Certainly in 5 seasons. If anyone can do it, then, let me know. But yeah, I don't think it's possible in 5 seasons to catch PSG. But, saying that, let's move on to season 5. Let's go make some transfers, maybe sell a couple of players, bring a couple more in, a couple of loans, and let's give it the best shot we can with 1 more season to go. So, here it is, the 5th and final season of the Paris FC save. Now, unfortunately, we haven't done as well as we thought that we could do. We've had 1 4th place finish. So for the last season, I thought, do you know what? I spend all our money. Let's go big. And we brought in some good players. First of all, we got rid of Chirgui for 6 million. Fafana for 1 million. And we sent a couple of players out on loan. We brought in Nilsson Madebe from Tromsø. Matthias Lazo from Braga. Noah Mikic from Juventus on loan. And the big boys, Jack Grealish on a free. Rooney Bargi on a free. And Johan Wissa on a free. I thought this time, let's just go for it. And then we brought in Echeverria on loan from City. With it being the last season, we've just got to give it our best shot. Let's see how we get on. Let's get on to January. So, disaster happened. We got ourselves sacked. We were down in 15th place. We just couldn't get the team performing. And they give us the boot. So this means, unfortunately, the challenge has failed. However, I'm setting you all a challenge right now. Take over Paris FC. Give yourselves 5 seasons. See if you can do any better than I can. Because I don't think this challenge is possible in 5 seasons. But as you can see, Paris are struggling. Paris Saint-Germain are struggling this season. They are not at top of the league. I think in maybe 3-4 more seasons, I could have maybe toppled them. But yeah, this is a long term save that needs a lot of time and effort put into it, especially the first couple of seasons when you don't get that money that you probably get if you were managing the club in real life. But it's a fail. We move on. If you have liked this video though, please like and subscribe to the channel. If you've got any comments, please post them. They all help. Any improvements to the video, to the way I'm doing things, please give me feedback on it. And yeah, let's move on to the next one. Appreciate it. Have a good day.